Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome back to 3 Book Theater. So I wasn't going to do a video on the Oscars, mostly because I haven't watched them in a number of years. The huge movie buff that I am, I'm just not an Oscar fanatic. I'm done. I've been done since 2000 when Trey Parker and Matt Stone lost out to Phil Collins for Best Original Song. Yeah, I know. Phil Collins is the shit. But I'm sorry, Blame Canada is a goddamn masterpiece. But that being said, tonight's upset, tonight's fuck up, I have to talk about because it is insane, crazy insane. Now, if you were watching the Oscars, you saw this thing go down. But the question is how and why. And we don't have all the answers yet, but there's wild speculation, but I want to talk about it. So this article on /Film is this the craziest Oscar moment of our lifetimes? Which what they're referring to here is essentially for Best Picture, right? You had Faye Dunaway, then you had Warren Beatty, right? So Hollywood legends, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway were on stage to present the award, and at first looked like he was just hamming it up. He opened the envelope, stared at the result. At first, it looked like he was trolling the crowd, something only a seasoned pro like Beatty could get away with. Dunaway called him out for milking the moment, so he showed her the envelope. He glanced at the result and announced that the winner was La La Land. In fact, this is the clip.
And the Academy Award for Best Picture
La La Land.
All right, so I'm not going to go through the whole clip, but that's why they announced it. There was a little bit of hesitation there. Everyone's like, "Oh, La La Land won, La La Land won," and I even said on Twitter earlier tonight that La La Land was going to win because it's the ultimate dick-sucking Hollywood movie. What I mean by that is essentially it's a story of two people who fall in love in Los Angeles but don't get together because of they don't want to sacrifice their dreams, and they both want to be famous. And as a person who lived in LA for a few years and left LA with my tail between my legs, and the strain it put on certain relationships, the ending of other relationships, the beginning of others that I had when I was there, I fully understand the idea behind La La Land. It's one of those bittersweet movies that kind of, even though it's a musical, very much encompasses what a lot of people who aren't celebrities do in order to become famous, to get cohesive work, to get steady work, to survive in the jungle that is known as La La Land. And that's one of the reasons why I thought it was going to win, because everyone there, to an extent, knows the struggle of that, what you sacrifice in order to get to that point. And people out there will very much disagree with that. They'll be like, "Oh, there's no way that they sacrifice anything, blah, blah, blah." No, it's true. You very much do. I moved up to LA with my girlfriend and one of my best friends who I thought of more or less closer than I felt of my own brothers. And I haven't spoken to him in almost 5 years now because of everything that went down, right, between he and I. And other people that we knew in our film group, I don't talk to them because of the shit that went down, so there's sacrifices that were made, and it's shit. So I get it. But anyway, here's the best part of this. So they're all sitting there. The cast of La La Land is up there, right? The producers, everyone's all happy, right? And everything. And then this is what goes down.
We lost, by the way, but
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'm afraid they read the wrong thing.
This is not a joke. Moonlight has won Best Picture.
This is not a joke. This is not a drill. Moonlight won, an independent movie that no one really saw. But it won. See, and I thought when I first heard this, I'm like, this has got to be a troll job. They Steve Harvey'd fucking La La Land. How did this happen? How did Oscars Steve Harvey the fucking Best Picture? If you don't know the whole Steve Harvey thing, real quick recap on that. He was hosting the Miss USA pageant 2015 or 2015, I think, and he ended up reading off the wrong winner for Miss USA. And so this is like essentially what happened here. But the Oscars are not like your everyday award ceremony. I mean, this is like locked the fuck down. They've got shit in order. How did a mistake like this even remotely happen? Now, some have speculated, going down in this article further, that really, and this is coming from Neil Patrick Harris, that he has got the actress in a leading role envelope here, not Best Picture, and you can clearly see that that does not say Best Picture because that's 2 words, and that has a lot more gold lettering on it. Well, the thing is, Emma Stone won for La La Land, which makes me wonder if that's why he hesitated. Because if you go back and you watch that clip, he hesitated before answering. It probably said Emma Stone, La La Land, and he might have been like, "This is just a misprint," but La La Land is the movie it says here, right? That's kind of what I take from that. But according to the producers, they say here, the producers decide what order the awards will be. We each have a full set. I have 24 envelopes in my briefcase. Martha has all 24 in hers. We stand on either side of the stage right off screen for the entire evening, and we hand the respective envelope to the presenter. It doesn't sound very complicated, but you have to make sure you're giving the presenter the right envelope. So that's essentially what it seems like here, because if they're alternating, so if you have 2 briefcases on either side of the stage, and as they alternate off from one to the other, they have to be in communication. So somehow there must have been a mistake, because Emma Stone had her card on her during all this. She says she had her card, and essentially that's going to be like, she's like, I have my actress in a leading role card right here, so I don't know what happened. So that's probably the best explanation we have for the whole thing. And a lot of people out there are using this as a way to jump on the Oscars, to attack the Oscars, to make fun of the Oscars. And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of very much on board with that. I feel the organization has kind of been out of touch for a number of years. I can honestly tell you that I haven't seen all of the top 10 picture nominations this year. And I feel like it's kind of been going downhill. The way the Oscars operate is that it's all about how much money is spent to market the film. Like, in fact, for sound editing, Michael Bay's 13 Hours was actually disqualified this morning because the Academy found out that one of the guys on the sound editing team had contacted people to kind of lobby on his behalf, Academy members, Academy voters. He lobbied on his behalf to them, and they were just like, whoa, no, that's against the rules, but if you take out like a multiple ads in the Hollywood Reporter and you spend all this money to make sure people see you, that's totally okay, but you can't do any direct phone calls. It's as prestigious as the Oscars seem, as prestigious as all that is, it ultimately boils down to this gigantic kind of just a huge fucking circle jerk is what it boils down to. And they all know it. Everyone there knows it. Everyone there knows it's a night for them to glad hand, pat each other on the back. But listen, as a person who loves movies, who's written movies and made movies, I would love to be there. I'm not going to lie. I would love to be there because there is accolades that came out of that. But here's probably the biggest upset of the night, and I'll end it with this. Suicide Squad won Best Makeup and Hairstyling. Right? Or hairstyles. It won Best Makeup. Suicide Squad beat out Star Trek Beyond and a number of other films for Best Makeup. And I loved the makeup in Suicide Squad. I like Suicide Squad all the way around. But the DCEU at this point in time has an Oscar. Yes, it's for makeup, but it has an Oscar. The Marvel movies don't. So right now, Warner's is just like, hey, yo, Marvel. Hey, yo, Marvel. What you got, son? Marvel's like, we have billions of dollars. What do you have? We have an Oscar, bitch. So now we're going to start seeing probably Marvel campaign their films next year for best visual effects or some shit. Watch Guardians of the Galaxy get nominated for best screenplay or some shit or whatever the hell. But anyway, that's all I want to talk about with this. It cracks me up nonetheless to see these kind of things happen because ultimately it does humanize the industry a little bit. Mistakes are made. I did joke on Twitter like, oh, maybe this is an upset from the Oscars so white people because La La Land is like white bread and Moonlight is a movie about a young gay black man in Miami. So ha ha ha. And then I'm like, oh, I should probably, make this clear that this is a joke because I don't really think that happened. This ultimately feels like an honest to God mistake. And it's one that it's going to hurt a lot of people. People are going to lose their jobs over this because on the biggest night of the year for Hollywood, at the last moments of the award ceremony, at the pinnacle of it all, and there's this level of fuck up. someone's going to lose their job. But the rest of us, we're just laughing our asses off and going, you fuck up like the rest of us do. It's okay. Don't worry about it. The right people got the award. It's all good in the end. La La Land cast and crew, we're all fucking, cool with it. You just move on and make your next project. And so anyway, those are my thoughts on this. What are yours, guys? Let me know in the comments below. My name is Matt Jarbo. This has been 3 Buck Theater. If you haven't already, thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel for new content. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.